Hi, everybody. So, today I am here to provide some supplementary content to the miscellaneous content of the video that Matt and I are going to be doing on February 17th, which is basically our February entertainment wrap-up, where we will be reviewing the rest of the live-action Disney movies that we're going to be comparing between animated versions and live action versions, romantic comedy movies, and we're also going to be we also have read an article it's basically a commemorative issue of Entertainment Weekly that memorializes Matthew Perry and rates every single episodes of Friends. So we are just going to be talking about the seasons 1 to 3 episodes that we watched earlier last year when we first started watching Friends. And I'm also going to be talking about some episodes in this video today. I'm going to be talking about some episodes in seasons 4 through 7. If you would like additional commentary on top ranked episodes of Friends, please watch my top 20 Friends episodes comparison video with Miss Mojo's video that I posted on November 30th. So Matt and I will be talking about season 1 to 3 episodes in our video on February 17th. Tonight, I wanted to talk about seasons 4 through 7. So the number 1 top-ranked best episode of season 4 is the opening episode of season 4. The one with the jellyfish, where they're all on vacation at the beach and Monica gets stung by a jellyfish. And this is where the whole discussion of "we were on a break" starts. And my favorite quote is Ross saying "we were on a break" and Chandler saying, "Oh my God, if you say that one more time, I'm going to break up with you." So we agree with Entertainment's weekly ranking of this episode. They gave the episode an A-, and we agree. The number 1 worst ranked episode is season 4, episode 6, the one with the dirty girl. This is the one where Ross dates the girl with the messy apartment, who is played by John Stamos' wife, Rebecca Romaine. I actually don't know if they were divorced by this time. Maybe they were. I don't know. We gave this episode a C, and Entertainment Weekly gave it an A-. The reason why we gave it a C is basically because we didn't really think that Rebecca Romaine's performance was that good. She wasn't really that funny to us. So number 2 best ranked episode is season 4, episode 5, the one with Joey's new girlfriend. This is the episode that introduces Kathy, who is a girl that Joey meets in his acting class, played by Paget Brewster. And it is my personal opinion that if Chandler did not end up marrying Monica, him and Kathy would have ended up together, because I just think that Paget Brewster and Matthew Perry had really, really good chemistry with each other in all of the scenes that they were in. So if people have any suggestions for short stories, short fan fictions I could write about Chandler and Kathy that I could write for Valentine's Day, that would be great, because one of my favorite chapters to write for the Matthew Perry Memorial fan fiction I just finished was the one that was based on Chandler's relationship with Kathy. By comparison, the number 2 ranked worst episode of seasons 4 through 7 of Friends is the one with Chandler in a box. This is the Thanksgiving episode where Chandler and Joey get in a fight because Chandler kissed Kathy. And yes, Joey's anger at being betrayed by Chandler was incredibly justified, but was it really necessary for Chandler to spend Thanksgiving dinner in a box? No. I feel like Chandler, Kathy, and Joey should have worked their issues out like mature adults, and that Joey really overreacted by having Chandler spend Thanksgiving dinner in a box. That episode just really annoyed me a lot. Number 3, best ranked season 4 through 7 episode is the one with Phoebe's uterus. This episode was just on last night, and it's the episode where Phoebe gets the eggs implanted into her to have Frank Jr. and Alice's babies. And we gave it an A-, and Entertainment Weekly gave it a B+. And my favorite scene in this episode is where Monica is teaching Chandler about the 7 erogenous zones. And that is the reason why I gave it an A-, because you never think you're going to learn a lot from a primetime TV show, but in that episode, I really learned a lot, and a big lesson in sex education from Monica teaching Chandler about the erogenous zones. So, thank you, Courtney Cox, for that. I'm not just saying that for rewatching the episode. I'm actually also making that comment from when I originally watched the episode when it was on in the 90s. So the next worst ranked episode is the one with Rachel's crush. This is the one where Chandler and Ross go to see Kathy in her play, and Chandler gets all jumbled up in knots because Kathy has a kissing scene on stage at the very beginning of the play with her co-star, and he gets jealous of the onstage kiss, and I do not think that Chandler was justified in acting like that. He kind of acted like a jerk when all Kathy was doing her job as an actress and performing a scene. So I just think that was something really stupid to break up a relationship over. I felt that way when I first saw the episode, and in the 90s, I still feel that way now. The number 4 best ranked season 4 episode is the one with the embryos. This is the one where Phoebe gets the embryos implanted into herself to have Frank Jr. and Alice's babies. And the rest of the group has the trivia game for the apartments. The trivia game is my favorite part of this episode because not only is it high stakes, but you also learn fun facts about the characters that you never knew before. And one thing that always made me curious is what exactly Chandler went to college for, to get a degree, to get his job as a statistical analysis and data reconfiguration person. Maybe it was math, maybe it was science, I don't know. If I had interviewed Matthew Perry about his experience on Friends, that is something I would have definitely asked him in my interview, but unfortunately that interview is not to be because my interviews with him kept getting infiltrated by hackers, and then sadly Matthew Perry passed away in October. So the number 4 worst ranked episode is the one with Joey's Dirty Day. I just didn't find this episode funny. That's the reason why I didn't like it. The only thing that makes it bearable is the fact that Emily's character is introduced. The number 5 best ranked season 4 to 7 episode of Friends is the one with Ross's wedding, the 2-part finale episode where Ross and Emily get married. Best parts of this episode, the London scenery, and Chandler and Monica getting together. Oh, sorry, I didn't give the ratings for Joey's Dirty Day. We gave it a C, and Entertainment Weekly gave it a B+. For the one with Ross's wedding, we gave it an A-. Entertainment Weekly gave it an A. The number 5 worst ranked episode is season 4, episode 18, the one with Rachel's new dress. I don't know why exactly I didn't like this episode. Maybe it's because I felt like most of the time Joshua's relationship with Rachel seemed kind of forced. And the only thing that makes this episode bearable is the guest star appearance by Matthew Perry's dad, John Bennett Perry, as Joshua's father. He was great in the scene that he was in. He was also great in Fool's Rush In as Alex's dad. And I think it was cool that they got to do father-son scenes together in a movie. So our ranking for the one with Rachel's new dress was C. Entertainment Weekly was a B-. The next episode is season 5, episode 3, the 100th. This is the episode where Phoebe gives birth to the triplets, and the most emotional scene is where she has to give the triplets to Frank Jr. and Alice at the end, and she says goodbye to them. I haven't seen this episode yet. I think it's probably going to be on tomorrow night, though, because that's where the listing of episodes seems to be on Nick at Night. Maybe it's going to be on tonight. I don't know. Anyway, so we ranked the 100th A-, and Entertainment Weekly gave it a B. Number 6 worst ranked episode is season 5, episode 5, the one with the Kips. This is the one where Emily's bitchy side comes out, and she basically becomes really controlling him, becomes controlling of Ross, and asks him to, like, pack up his old apartment and move across town so they can be together. And the thing that pisses me off the most about Emily is that, yes, her anger is certainly justified about Ross saying the wrong name at the altar at the wedding, but I think she went overboard by telling Ross that he could not be friends with Rachel. That was just really, really mean. And I really don't like her for that. So we gave that episode a C+, and Entertainment Weekly gave it a B. Number 7 top favorite episode is season 5, episode 14, the one where everybody finds out. This episode is top-notch comedy. Right up there with the one where no one's ready from season 3, and the one with the 2 parties from season 2. My favorite scene in this episode is the one where my favorite scenes in this episode are the ones when Chandler and Phoebe are flirting with each other, because the chemistry in that scene between Matthew Perry and Lisa Kudrow is just really funny. Their comedic timing is really on point. Sorry. The number 7 worst ranked episode is season 5, episode 19, the one where Ross can't flirt. This episode was kind of boring, and I felt really bad for Ross. He just came off as really, really pathetic in this episode because he was trying to force the flirting with the pizza delivery girl, Caitlin. Another episode that he comes off really pathetic in is the one where he throws the funeral for himself. So, we gave that episode... Oh, yes, this is another episode where we... Oh, no. So, excuse me. So, for the one where everybody finds out, we agree with Entertainment Weekly's ranking of this episode, which was an A. It definitely deserves that ranking because of how funny it is. For the one where Ross can't flirt, we gave it a C, and Entertainment Weekly gave it a C-. So the number 8 best ranked episode of season 4 through 7 of Friends is the one with the routine. This is the episode where Monica and Ross are on the New Year's Eve show during the dance routine. Entertainment Weekly and us gave this episode an A- because of I don't have the information in front of me with Entertainment Weekly's rating, but the reason why we rated it an A- is because the dance routine is pretty iconic, and Courtney Cox has actually posted a video on her Instagram that I have watched about her, with her and Ed Sheeran doing the dance routine, and I think that's just so great to go back and watch. I haven't watched it lately, but I've watched it a few times in the past. The number 8 worst ranked episode is episode 15 and 16 of season 6, the one that could have been. This is the flashback episode where you have alternative timelines of where the characters would have been if they had never met each other or whatever, or if their storylines in the show hadn't happened. The thing that saves this episode is the fact that Chandler and Monica still end up together in the alternative universe, but other than that, it's just not funny. I also heard a fan theory on a YouTube video that goes along with this episode, and I want people to weigh in to tell me if it's true or not. The theory posits that in the one that could have been episode, Chandler is trying to get a writing job for Archie Comics, and the fan theory posits that he gets his nephew Ben, who is played by Cole Sprouse from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Big Daddy, a job on the show Riverdale. Riverdale was a show that was on the CW that just ended last summer. And in that show, Cole Sprouse plays Jughead Jones. So the fan theory is that Chandler got Ben the job on Riverdale because of his experience with writing the script for the show. And am I mistaken, or in the episode where Ben is auditioning for the soup commercial with Joey, isn't Susan involved in getting him that audition somehow? Like, wasn't she involved in the advertising agency? I can't remember, so can somebody clarify that for me? Because that would be great. Maybe I have that information wrong. So, yeah, the one that could have been, we definitely match up with the ranking that Entertainment Weekly gives this episode. We both give it a D+. The 9th ranked episode, best ranked episode, in my opinion, which I give a B- to, is the one where Paul's the man. This episode from season 6 stars Bruce Willis, and he plays the dad of the college girl that Ross is dating, and he is basically trying to get Ross fired from his job at the university because he's dating his daughter. And what is the age gap between Ross and Elizabeth? Because I don't think Ross's age is really clearly defined in the episode, because I don't think Ross's age is really clearly defined throughout the series, because I think in one episode he says his birthday is in October, and in another episode he says his birthday is in December. So that's very contradictory. So I could never figure out when his birthday actually was and how old he really was. But Elizabeth is 20 because he's his student. And so basically Rachel dates Paul, who is played by Bruce Willis, to get back at Ross for dating Elizabeth. And I mean, so I liked Rachel and Paul as a couple. I thought they were cute. And I like this scene when Paul is trying to psych himself up before he has sex with Rachel and says, "I'm just a love machine." And it's so sad. Like, I laughed when I was watching that episode, but at the same time I was so sad because I know that Bruce Willis is suffering from dementia. So I'm sure that he would be glad to know that that episode of Friends still makes people laugh. And I'm hoping that him or somebody from his family sees this video just so he knows how much that episode still makes us laugh. And speaking of Elizabeth and Ross, that's the next episode I wanted to talk about. For number 9, worst episode, is the one where Ross dates a student. Now, so how this whole storyline comes about is Ross gets an end of the year teacher questionnaire from an anonymous student that says, "Oh, Dr. Geller is a very attractive teacher." The number one mistake he made was tracking the student down. First of all, Joey encouraged him to do that, and I did not think that was smart. So basically, he tracks the student by the handwriting. Then that's how he discovers it's Elizabeth. Then he asks Elizabeth out on a date, and he looks at the student handbook, and there's a rule in the student handbook that says that students and teachers are not allowed to date. But he doesn't pay attention to that because he doesn't care. He just wants to get Elizabeth into bed with him. And I just think that their whole relationship pairing is disgusting. And that is my least favorite couple that Ross was in when he wasn't dating Rachel. The top people that I liked, that I thought he was paired nicely with when he wasn't with Rachel, were Mona and Julie. And that's it. Those are the only two other people that I liked. And so the number 10 favorite episodes from season 6 and 7 is, I'm putting 2 episodes in a slot because it's hard to choose between both. The finales for season 6 and 7, the one with the proposal and the one with Chandler and Monica's wedding. I gave both of these weddings an A, and Entertainment Weekly gave them both a B. And the number 10 worst ranked episode is season 7, episode 12, the one where they're up all night. This episode was on about a month ago, right before Christmas, and I had to shut it off. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. It's the episode where they're all staying up all night long to watch a comet on the rooftop, and it's just a boring episode because first of all, they all decide to go to bed, so Ross and Joey are locked on the roof. And then Monica and Chandler have trouble sleeping. Rachel and Tag are trying to find some kind of contract that Rachel claims she left on her desk. And then the only part that's funny in this episode is the fact where Phoebe is trying to shut off the fire alarm and it won't shut off. So that part makes me laugh. The rest of the episode is just boring and not funny. So I gave that episode a C, and so did Entertainment Weekly. So Matt and I will be talking about season 1 to 3 episodes in our video on February 17th. That video will be up on his YouTube channel. And since we are aware that not a lot of people are into Friends content, please be aware that our talk about the season 1 to 3 episodes is not until the end of the video. But if there are certain episodes that are connected to actors in the movies that we're reviewing, because for romantic comedy movies, we're probably going to be watching, we might watch Fools Rush In again, and we're definitely going to be watching Notting Hill with Julia Roberts. So that means we're going to be reviewing the Super Bowl episode that she guest starred in. And then we're also going to probably talk about because we're reviewing Matthew Perry's memoir. So we're going to probably mention the episodes that are related to stuff he talks about in his memoir too. Like, there's a possibility that we might mention the one where Paul's the man, because the next chapter we're listening to in the memoir is the one where he talks about the whole 9 yards and how Bruce Willis got the job in that episode anyway, because he lost a bet with him during the whole 9 yards. So, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.